Welcome to the PowerTrip Podcast with your host
Charmaine
and Saquon.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Nothing. All right, so honey, let's jump on in. Where we starting today?
Let's start off with this guy and this wall.
Oh, okay, your president.
I wouldn't call him mine.
So, for those of you who have been keeping up with the news, you know Donald Trump is trying to get money. Well, he was trying to get money from Congress to build a wall that would border the U.S. and Mexico. And Congress, they created a budget that allotted him a certain amount of money, but it wasn't enough for how much he wanted to build the wall. So he called a state of emergency at the Mexican, I think it's Mexico and what other state border?
Is it Texas?
I think so. Mexico, Texas border, so that he could get $8 billion towards building the wall.
Yeah.
And then also they were going to be redirecting some of the funds that Congress had put aside for the defense and for also, I think it was like the defense for like illicit drug use, the war on drugs type of thing.
Yeah.
And then also
the defense thing.
Yeah. So basically now a coalition of 13 states have filed a lawsuit against him saying that basically he's breaking the Constitution. So, what do you think about that, honey?
I mean, obviously, like the Congress said, I think because it was Congress that does the evaluation or something with the defense people that does the evaluation where they could see if all these trends to feel whether or not that we need something like that. They said that they did the evaluation and they obviously see that we don't need that. We had a 45-year low.
Oh. So yeah, basically, according to like the census of illegal immigration and things of that nature, we're actually at a 47-year low of problems with people just crossing the border, illegally.
And I can personally feel that, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have any, like, when I think of the wall, I think it's unnecessary, is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like immigration is affecting me that much.
Illegal immigration,
yeah. I don't feel as if it's affecting me that much. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like these quote-unquote drugs that's coming over here, I mean, it's affecting someone, don't get me wrong, but it's not affecting me. So I don't really feel like it's that necessary. Not for him to have to illegally extract $8 billion to do something like this. Yeah. I don't think it's necessary, and I don't know. I just think it's kind of messed up, like how you're gonna do something knowing that you're gonna get sued. Whether you win, what I was talking to someone about earlier is whether you win the case of whether that part was justified or not, legal or not, there should be something to say that you premeditatedly, like, is that a word, premeditatedly? No.
Premeditated.
Yeah. I don't know how to follow up with that, but
his actions were premeditated.
Yeah, that your actions to do this crime was premeditated. There should be something for that. Yeah. And come on, it's in the news. You saying you're gonna do it. Mm-hmm. That should be an issue.
Yeah. So because regardless, it's like you are disregarding the laws of the land and choosing to do what you want to do. Yeah. So it's an abuse of power, in my opinion. And I won't say, so with illegal immigration, we talked about this on a previous podcast when we were talking about, when we were talking about how they were treating the kids in the detention centers. So what I will say is there's always bad apples, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody who comes over here is really looking for a better life. Some people are coming over here with malicious intent.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's not everyone. So to me, it's really hard because with anything, it's like, how can you bring in the good without getting some of the bad? There's no way to screen people to really know, you know, who's good and who's bad and who's really trying to do better for themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
now,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I mean, that's true. You know, that's
Mm-hmm.
fully true. But I mean, back to the wall thing, I think about the story about the caravan that was supposedly coming here with all these people
Mm-hmm.
that was supposed to be, whether it's an attack or they were supposed to be refugees of their country or whatever the case may be. That never happened. So,
well, they were actually sent back. They stopped the ban and people were sent back.
so that was confirmed that was real?
Yeah. There were really people trying to travel, but it wasn't
like
for...
At the mass that they said?
I don't know if it was at the numbers that they claimed it was, but the people who were trying to come over here, and these were actually people, some people had their papers. So it wasn't like they were illegal, but yeah, I don't know the full scope of that to say everything on it, but I know people were sent back. But anyway.
I didn't hear too much about it. I thought it was a fake, like...
Well, you didn't follow up. But things are popular, trending, and then if you don't follow up on your own, you may not hear about it. But so anyway, back to what I was saying. So with that, I understand the desire to want to protect your country or where you live from people who are trying to come in and do harm.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think a wall's going to solve that? No. I don't think a wall's going to solve that. Right, because they can't hear you snapping. Kai?
It wasn't for them.
Relax.
I tried to do one snap and get him to come back. Kaiser.
Sorry, Kai, every episode he has to make himself known. But anyway, I don't necessarily think a wall is going to be the solution that we need. And especially, just like I said, the abuse of power as far as Donald Trump going and, doing what he wants. Like, he asked for something, he didn't get it, but instead of just taking, the decision, he's figuring a way to still get what he wants. And that's just not right. And if he expects the people to follow the laws of the land, then he should lead by example, being the president of the United States.
Yeah, and exactly. That's true. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like it should be some repercussions to the way he's going about it.
Yeah, that's not okay.
We got people that go to court every day or get into these type of troubles, and it's just not right.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is very true. So on that subject, I think it's wrong to, just because you're in a place of power, to think you can do whatever you want to do. And I'm interested to see how this case is going to play out. The court that this case is filed in is in San Francisco, California. So it'll be interesting to see if, they hold him accountable for, choosing to go around and I guess above the law. And especially because, like they said, according to evidence, there's no proof that there is a state of emergency in the Texas-Mexico border. Yeah. So how can you, how's he going to justify his actions if, they're saying there's no proof in it. So that'll be interesting to follow up with that case and see what's going to happen. And I wonder, I don't know, I didn't get to look it up, but I do wonder how many times, because I know this judge who's trying the case or who's a part of the case has also been responsible for other lawsuits against Donald Trump. But I wonder how many times presidents get sued. That'll be interesting to look up too. I haven't.
How many times do they, or like
is usually a lawsuit brought against them?
Like past presidents and things.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a common thing.
I mean, as quick as people started talking about it, it seemed like it's happened before.
Yeah, it has happened definitely for him before. No, and I'm sure maybe for other presidents as well, but I just wonder how often that occurs.
That's a good question.
Yeah. But all right, so.
Enough about that guy.
Okie dokes.
What?
Enough about that guy.
Just say it.
All right, so the next topic is going to be on Jussie. That's how you say his name?
I guess Jussie Smollett.
Yeah. And everything that's going on with him.
Yeah, the Empire actor.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Jussie Smollett is an actor on Empire, as Honey just said. And I believe it was last month or the beginning of this month, I think it was last month, January 29th or 30th, he was attacked by two men in Chicago at 2 a.m. And he reported that the men were yelling out racial slurs. They tied a rope around his neck and poured a substance on him, which was later found out to be bleach. So news is coming out now stating that it was a hoax and that he paid, and that the men who actually attacked him were two Nigerian men, and that he paid them to attack him because a week beforehand there was a letter sent to the Empire studio. So if you guys hear crunching, Saquon gave Kai a bone to calm him down, and he's enjoying. So anyway, a letter was sent to where Empire is filmed, and it was addressed to Jussie. Mm-hmm. And basically it was like cut out magazine letters, like you see in TV and stuff, like a ransom, but it had a white powdered substance in it, and it also had a stick figure of someone hanging like on a noose, and like a gun pointed and said, "I will be back for you," or something like that. And so what they're speculating is, and this is all alleged because there hasn't been official reports from the Chicago Police Department, but they're speculating that because that threat wasn't taken as seriously as Jussie wanted it to be, that's why that was his motivation behind setting up this whole hoax. Because, someone threatened his life, and I guess they didn't, maybe in his opinion, allegedly, they didn't do enough about it, investigation, to see what it really was. And it can't come to find out the powder was actually aspirin. But still, that threat being sent to there.
I mean, that shouldn't make you want to go stage something, though.
Well, I'm saying this is alleged. I don't know. But that's what they're assuming, or, thinking that the motivation behind him staging it is. Maybe to show them that, well, what if something really happened to me and you didn't take it seriously when you could have? Yeah, that's... And, I mean, I don't think it's enough to stage, but it does bring up a good point, because a lot of times with law enforcement, like with women being stalked or men being stalked, and, when you go, or something like if you have issues with your partner and you're scared and you're worried about them, a lot of times they say they can't do anything until something already happens. And the problem with that is, it's like, well, when something happens, I may not be here. I might be dead and gone after that happens.
Yeah, but it doesn't equivalent to someone. What he staged doesn't equivalent to someone sending you something. I could understand.
A threat?
Yeah. What was staged, him being attacked, was not a threat. That's not, you get what I'm saying? It's two different things.
If someone threatens you and says, or like with bomb threats in schools, if someone sends a bomb threat and people are just like, whatever, it's just threats. That. We get them all the time. No, we're not going to do anything about it. And then a month later, another school gets a bomb threat and it actually gets followed through. I think it's like that. It's where just because something's a threat and, you may get a lot of nasty, for them, they may get a lot of nasty letters from a lot of people. But if someone threatens you and you actually, fearful for your life or worried about that threat, I do think some type of investigation or something should happen to further, to make sure that you're safe. Because in all actuality, let's say this wasn't a hoax, and we don't know if it is or if it's not. What if after that letter, they really followed through on what they said, and that's what they chose to do to him? But they didn't take it serious enough then when it was first sent to him to investigate to investigate it.
That makes sense. But what I'm saying is, for you to stage something.
No, I don't think the staging is right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I do just think it brings up that thought, like, why keep waiting until things happen before you take action?
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree with you. Like, the staging is too far, and if he did stage it, it just seems. And the crazy thing with that too is it just seems so out of character for him and how he presents himself.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's so easy for people to believe him too. It's just because it seems like a nice, genuine guy. Why would he stage something like that? And, a lot of people, well, I'm not going to say a lot, but there were people when it first came out, the story, that were thinking that Empire staged it and Lee Daniels had something to do with it. They weren't, necessarily blaming him, but it just doesn't, like, I don't know. Fame, fortune, publicity is just never... It should never, weigh that much for you to do something so nasty like that.
I mean, what I heard was it was to save his role. That's
Where'd you get your sources?
I heard it on the radio, and I just seen an article come up about it as well.
Who said it though?
Who said that?
Yeah, like
no.
Who said his role was in
I think
jeopardy?
it's allegations.
Oh, okay.
Oh, who said his role was in jeopardy?
Yeah. I mean, and maybe his role was like I just don't know. Like,
Yeah,
nothing's ever worth doing that. And like we said, we don't know if he did it or not.
Yeah.
But once the information comes out about this case and the brothers, so the two Nigerian men who supposedly were paid are saying that he paid them to do it. So they're, they have their own lawyer and they're saying like he paid them $3,500 to do it. They actually rehearsed it days before it took place. They said that the rope that was used around his neck that he actually purchased. And they said the name of the store and everything. So I don't know how this is all going to unfold. I don't know. Because I want to say I really pray this wasn't staged, but I also really pray it never happened if it wasn't staged, Yeah. So
one thing that got me about it was after the attack, he said he was the Black Tupac.
Oh yeah, he returned to stage. I don't know if it was an award show or if it was something honoring him. And it was a few days after the attack, and the doctor told him to rest, but he was like, and he was bruised and had, so if he really took the beating for a hoax, I don't know. But he went up there and said like how strong he was, and yeah, he called himself the Black Tupac, which I didn't understand the connection or analogy for that as well. And I don't know if he ever explained it because I don't really follow social media too much. But yeah.
Yeah,
so.
Things like that though make me like kind of be like, why would you say like just saying stuff like that after certain attacks or while you high in the news and stuff, mentioning certain things are gonna catapult
the attention on you?
Yeah, the attention and people mentioning you. So
yeah, I don't know. That one threw me off when I heard it too.
Yeah.
It was just random, but
it made you want to just say, "Let me find out what this about," and then nobody telling you really what it's about. But it's like, So I don't know. It was just kind of weird to me.
Yeah. So I pray that it wasn't a hoax. And I don't know, because there's surveillance, of two guys, and I think they were wearing black face masks, had red hats on, so you couldn't really see them from the video we saw.
Yeah.
But supposedly they were the two Nigerian black men. So I don't know. It's just too weird. Like,
and they had "Make America Great Again" hats too.
I don't know if it said that. Like, that's what
it?
he said. He said they had the Make America Great Again hat, the MAGA hat on. But they said it was just a red hat from a beauty supply store.
Okay. Because I'm about to say, like, I mean...
But
that's not even a cover-up if your skin black.
Well, if they had blackface on and gloves and stuff, you couldn't see their face.
True.
But they did say that the letter that was sent to him had MAGA on it. So I don't know. It could have been his motivation. I do think it's too far, and there's other ways, to send your message. About it.
Yeah. Especially as an actor.
Yeah, you have a big platform.
Yeah, go make some videos. Mm-hmm. You want one of your little director friends or somebody that got a camera, make some videos with a message.
Yeah.
That's what we need, actually. We need stuff like that.
Yeah. So, we don't know. We'll see how that one unfolds as well. There's a lot of things unfolding.
Stop playing with the news, man. To get your message across.
Well, you're assuming he did it.
No, if in general, like, I think people are doing that these days, I
think they've always been doing that, though.
Playing in the news?
Yes.
You think the news was reporting all of this stuff before?
Yes.
I don't feel like it. I used to watch the news. I don't feel like they reported this much.
Okay. You talking about when you were a child?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I'm talking about in the last, 5 to 7 years.
Oh, I mean, I did fall off. I did fall off, but I feel like once I got back in with politics and stocks and stuff like that, I feel like now entertainment and the news is kind of like
more synonymous.
Intertwined.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I will say it's definitely more intertwined. And even when we're at the gym, they have the TVs all over the gym. Mm-hmm. And on the news, they'll show just some random stuff of Rihanna just doing something, nothing really newsworthy, because it's not like she had a show or anything big. It was just showing her walking or doing something silly. But
because my mom, she used to make us watch the news every morning. So some Good Morning America.
Always entertainment news though.
Huh? No, they would have some entertainment news. Yes, they would have their section, but it seemed like nowadays it rules the news. Entertainment is big topic. It's main topic now. Seems like it to me.
I don't watch the news. I never really liked watching the news because it's a lot of negativity. So
no, it is a lot of negativity.
Yeah. But, all right, let us know what you guys think. Do you think it's a hoax? Do you think it really happened? Do you think if it is a hoax that, if it's because of the letter that was sent and the message that he might be trying to send, do you think that's justifiable or not? Let us know at ThePowerTripPodcast at gmail.com.
Please, because we get in plays, too. And I was thinking about this. We're getting plays on our podcast, and nobody ever writes us or comment. So I was thinking about it, or at least follow. It's a lot of we get a lot of downloads. We get a good amount of downloads, and if y'all listening, start following.
Subscribe, comment, do all of that. Show us some love. Right? We want to hear from you guys. Seriously.
We're trying to connect with y'all.
Yes, so definitely hit us up. We will respond. No, because you're we get views.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm just
saying. There, kiddo.
Obviously,
whatever. If someone's listening to this, they're viewing or listening. So.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying we get the views, but we don't have a way to contact these people. We don't know who you guys are.
Yeah, so just reach out to us.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the health tip.
All right.
And this health tip comes from an article I was reading. Basically, in England hospital, they were noticing that a lot of the women who were giving birth were having severe vaginal tearing. And so they did a little case study where it's called mother-led pushing. So where they're not okay, let me rewind. So there's two types of pushing that women can do. Mm-hmm. One is direct or coaching pushing, mm-hmm. and the other is mother-led or spontaneous pushing.
Okay.
Coaching is when your physician, OBGYN, or your OBGYN, they tell you when to push. So if you have an epidural, you're not going to have that pushing sensation that someone going through natural birth would, because you're under anesthesia. Basically you're numb, so you're not getting that sensation. So that's when, when your contractions, because they can read it on the monitor, are occurring, and after you're fully dilated, they'll tell you when to push and rest.
Mm-hmm.
When you have natural birth, you can feel it, and a lot of women express having that sensation of having to push. And your body knows what it's doing. The baby knows what it's doing. The baby knows when it's time for it to come out. And granted, yes, of course, there's complications that occur during labor and delivery.
But the baby helping out
But
too.
yes, the baby knows what it's doing. So in this hospital, they started doing more mother-led pushing, as well as a lot of U.S. hospitals, women are lying on their backs, and they're finding that that's not even the best position to birth your child. Back in the day, it was, and a lot of midwives...
That the laying on the back isn't the best way.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Back in the day, and a lot of midwives today still do it, where they have the woman stand, they'll squat, they can be on their knees. They want you to be where you're comfortable, where you feel more comfortable to have your baby. So they allowed the women to do that, and they did the mother-led pushing, and there was a drastic drop in vaginal tears. Before, they said it was like 9 in 10 women who were tearing. After that, I think it was like 2 in 10.
Mm-hmm.
But so, ladies, listen to your body and talk with your physician, and look this up. Look it up. It's called mother-led pushing, and just talk to your doctor when you do your birthing plan, and let them know that you want to listen to your body, and don't let them force you to push, because sometimes when you get fully dilated at 10 centimeters, you don't have that urge to push. So that means it's not time for you to push. Your baby, moves down your uterus and through the cervix and puts that pressure for you when it's time for you to push. So, yep, that is the health tip of the week. Let me know, because, thank you, baby. I've never had a child, give me a year or two. 2 to 3 years. But I've had friends who have done natural births, and they do tell me about that sensation to push, and a lot of them, are holistic, because they're naturopathic physicians as well. So just let me know if that's what you guys experience. And like I said before, if you do have an epidural, then that option's not available to you, just because you're not going to feel that sensation.
Yeah.
Because you'll be numb.
Yeah. I am about drugs. And then my pain threshold is different, so about certain things, so.
What are you squawking about?
Because I would just be like, say no to drugs. Like, do what you got to do.
Oh.
But,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, ladies, I know what you're thinking. A man trying to explain a woman's situation.
But that's what I just said. Like,
no, you talking about your threshold. They don't care about your threshold until you...
No, mentally, like, most things that I go through, like, and I don't understand that pain, I'm just saying, but most things that I do go through, I have a high threshold to kind of not really want to deal with medicine and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think going through labor and being in pain, it's very easy to get lost in that pain and lose focus and just lose that calm and like peaceful space.
You think it's more of the excitement and the anxiety going on at the time that you get lost in it. You just want it to be over with.
Well, you just want the pain to be over with. So a lot of it, I think a big portion of it is like your mental state and just staying like calm and grounded, which I know may not always be easy, especially when you're going through something painful. But
it does, when you are going through something painful, it's crazy, but being calm does relieve the pain.
It does, of course.
Like, it's still, you still may feel something, obviously you're going through something physically, but, being calm and just relaxing your body and your mind, it does take away things. Yeah,
because when you start getting anxious or you start getting into the sympathetic state where you're fight or flight, you're going to be contracting more. You're actually tensing, instead of trying to be relaxed and breathing through it. And they actually say, too, that mother-led pushing, labor is a little bit quicker because it's less resistance against that.
When it's getting there, it's just ready to slide out. your body doing this thing.
Yeah, it's you're working in harmony with your baby to get them out of there.
Yeah. Everything communicating. Once it get to a certain point, it's like we know this is going on right now. Get it out of here.
Okay. Next topic.
That's what I would assume. I think about it. Like your body when it's contracting, that's
no, yeah, that's
that's what it's doing.
Pushing the baby through.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So once the baby get to a certain point, it's like a slide. Once how you got to scoot
it's
up
like
on
a slide. I don't know if it's like slide.
Just my
analogy.
Explanation. Yeah, when you trying to scoot up for a while, on the slide, and then eventually you just. For real, like.
Oh gosh, yeah, but I'll be back in 2 years to let you guys know how much of a slide it was.
Well, you're gonna be like, I finally get what you were trying to say.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm just gonna let you know how much of a slide it is. But yeah, I pray I have a nice, peaceful, smooth labor and delivery.
Yeah, I hope so too. No ripping.
Oh yeah, none of that, please.
Yeah.
All right, so that was your health tip.
So let's go on to this game. This is a game that we're I'm not gonna say adopting, but
that we got from
DJ
Envying, Gia Casey
with the Casey Crew.
The Casey Crew podcast. We listened to them.
Yeah,
we've told you before, and they did this this game by health coach. What's his name?
Mike Bear.
And it was nice because it makes you kind of just talk with your partner and see where you guys are in different areas of your life. So we decided that we were going to do it as well.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, but they referenced his book. Is this game in the book? The Best Self book?
I'm not sure. It might be in the book because I know he did an interview on The Breakfast Club and he probably discussed it and probably said this was something that was in his book.
Okay, maybe I should watch
So,
that.
yeah, go check out his book and let's start with the game. So you guys can do it as well. What you'll do is get a piece of paper. Do you have your numbers written? Oh, okay.
Some of them, yeah.
So what you'll do is get a piece of paper and in a vertical line, you're going to write spheres. So can I spell? SPHERES down in a vertical line. Okay. And then what's the first topic?
Social.
So the first S is for social. And you're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate your social life on a scale from 1 to 10? So, honey, you hit me. How would you rate your social life?
And you said it's how you feel about what? Did you say that?
No, babe, what?
What it was?
How do you feel about your social life?
Okay, well, how do I feel about my social
friends,
life? I actually rate my social life a 4.
Why?
Very low. Almost a 3 if you want to ask me. Because
if you want to ask me, yeah, that's what we're doing, kiddo.
I know, but anyway, all right. So socially, like, I go to work. Obviously, I'm out here in these streets.
In these streets.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that.
But
you ain't in nobody's streets.
Yeah, I'm not. But not like I used to be. But anyway,
never in anybody's streets.
Okay.
Calm down.
Anyway, but I talk to people. Actually, I feel more social, interactive. More talkative than I've actually ever been in the last 10 years.
So then, why would you rate your social life out of 4?
Because it's not with friends and things like that. It's more so like daily. My day usually is more so just you and customers and coworkers. That's usually my day, or the people I encounter just in stores or something like that. So it's more small talk than actually full on good conversation. And not saying I don't have good conversation with people,
but it's not like your close circle of people that you're going out and being social with. Yeah,
well, I know conversation and communication would be more free, and I know the things that we talk about would be past what I would talk about with a customer. You know, because obviously I would have a filter with a customer than I would with my
you
friend.
talk differently.
So yeah, that's why I would rate mine a 4. But what about you?
So I rated mine a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
And same, like work, home, family. Like, so as far as like with my friends, I've been doing better since I've been planning, y'all. My planner. Hope you guys got one. But I've been, you know, like I honestly have to write in my planner to hit people up because I'm so bad at just staying in contact. So since I've had my planner, I've done that, and I've hung out with some friends. Well, one friend, and no, two. Hung out with some friends, and I've also, because a lot of my friends are also out of state, so I've also communicated with them on the phone. And you know, when I talk to my friends, the thing is also like we talk for hours. I don't think there's one friend who I talk to on the phone that I don't talk to for hours.
Yeah.
So that's why I rate myself as a 5 out of 10, because I'm getting better with trying to stay in communication with people. But as far as like going out and being social, like me and you, we don't really do too many activities outside of the house. Like besides maybe going out to eat, maybe a movie here and there. Yeah. And we enjoy being around my family. Our family, because, you know, we can't marry. But we enjoy being around our family, and we have so much fun with them. So, you know, that boosts me up to the 5 too, and being around each other. Yeah. But as far as like going out and doing couple activities and just hanging and meeting new people and things of that nature, I would say it's, you know, non-existent. It is. So.
Yeah.
And that's, go ahead, babe.
Sorry. But we talked about that earlier today, I think. With the fact that we have big families, and it almost feel like it suffices for that sometimes, you know?
Well, we are content just being around family, in all honesty, because we have such a great relationship with our families and a great time with our families. Like, it's like you're around your friends because you're just laughing and there's so much love and stuff. So
it's not as like they are friends if you
exactly really... yeah. So we just have so much fun that to go out and be social isn't a top priority to us. Yeah. So I'd say like I think you rated yourself well. Like as far as being social, we're low. We're low on the social totem pole.
Yep. So let's move on to personal. P is personal.
P is personal. I don't know, babe.
How do you feel about yourself? Like, I guess, you know, like, how do you feel about
personal
yourself?
Life? Yeah. So for personal life, I rated myself a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
So I am in the process of positive change, and I feel like I've grown so much to like just being consistent and more self-disciplined. So there's a few things. The reason like I guess I knocked 3 points off is because I still do want to work on my communication skills. I'm what you would call spoiled. So sometimes
Can you say it again?
No. Sometimes I can be in the habit of, if things don't go my way or if I'm not hearing what I want to hear, I get a little cold and just put up a wall. So I really want to work on my communication. And also with health, we've been doing really good going to the gym. Mm-hmm. But diet, I want to get that back full force. You're kind of jumping into other stuff, but go ahead. That's not personal?
No, but...
So what is personal life then? So what does that mean?
I mean, but we got at that subject though.
Oh, but... okay. But what does that mean then, personal life?
Well, what I was going to say...
Or how'd you rate yours?
I mean, what's kind of yours? So I rated myself a 7.
Okay.
Reason why I rated myself a 7 is because as far as who I am, mm-hmm. I'm fine with who I am. I'm content with who I am. Okay.
So why'd you knock 3?
I knocked 3 because although I'm content with who I am, mm-hmm. I have these areas that I do want to make better. Okay. I want to make myself better. You know, I feel like that 3 is a lot. You know, in my opinion, because 7 is just okay to me.
Right. So baby. What's an area that you feel like you could improve in?
An area that I could improve in. I mean, it's still like what we spoke about with New Year's resolutions and stuff. I think like I need to be more consistent with things. Okay. It kind of been sitting in my head a little bit since you said it. But last podcast, you know, we was talking about it, and you said, you know, your problem is you didn't set a goal yet. Right. I kind of set a goal, and this what really made it stick to my head was I did kind of set a goal before the semester started. I made a calendar for myself. Not a calendar, but I made a schedule for myself that how it should have been for myself. Mm-hmm. You know?
Have you been following?
No.
Okay. And so that's what you mean with consistency?
Yeah. Okay. I did. I took the time to do that, you know, and I actually like looked at my classes and stuff, you know. I took my time to do it, and I should have stuck to it. It was actually a good schedule in my eyes. Nice. It was a little bit busy, and
I remember your schedule.
Yeah, it was a little bit busy, but it's crazy the way that I have it set up. If I would have actually did it, my schedule would be open. Right. Because
you're getting things done.
Yeah, I'm going through classes now, just like not saying I'm breezing through them, but I'm getting through them pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if I would have just been following my schedule, you know, like now I like to pack kind of more than one class up on a day, you know. But
and before you had them spread?
Yeah.
On the schedule?
On the schedule, it was spread out.
The beauty of it, hun, is you still can go back.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean,
but that's what
happens. I got to get on it. But yeah, at least it's in my head now.
Well, yeah, and at least you realize that, oh man, I haven't been following, you know, what I set for myself. Because a lot of times you can fall, you know, off and not follow those good habits, but when you recognize them, you jump back onto it. Yeah. Because it happens to me too. Because breaking bad habits is hard, and building, you know, better habits, it's not difficult, but it's not the easiest either. And you get comfortable with just doing what's easy.
Yeah. I mean, I look at a big part is just first, I mean, you got to even accept that you did it, that you knocked yourself off of it. But,
be aware.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's something that I want to fix is the consistency, because I was thinking about stuff like that, you know? But yeah, that's something. I mean, it's other subjects in here that I feel like kind of make up for the lack of personal as well, so
we'll talk to it.
Yeah, we can move on to the next.
About it then.
Yeah, because you already started jumping into it.
Anywho, so H on your list is health.
Yeah.
So, what'd you rate your health on a scale of 1 to 10?
I rated myself an 8 for health.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
An 8?
Yeah. Well,
why?
A low 8, like 8.1.
Oh, that's high.
Yeah, 7 point. Look, I'm like 7.9 to 8.1. You know,
why?
Because I feel good. Like I feel okay. Like I will say, all right. So growing up, I would say I was generally healthy. You know, I did go through a point where I guess we was getting older, and I was not working out. I was just smoking and working and not really being active. Mm-hmm. I do feel like that, you know. But I'll say the past maybe 8 months or so, like from going to Jump Street and that just knocking us sore. I remember still running just around with the kids and them. Going to the gym, eating, going to the doctor, figuring out my the wheat allergy and the corn allergy, like that was messing. I think for me personally, that was messing me up like a lot. Was that wheat because that was like tearing me down. Like I didn't even know what it was, but it was tearing me down. And now when I do eat it, sometimes I definitely know that's what it was. Yeah. So, but past that, I feel good. I'm gaining weight again. Like, You know, I'm gaining.
I think your health is more like a 6.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
You eat way too
6?
much junk. Way too much junk. And sometimes you skip meals and just get fries. Your health is better. Before it was like a 4. Now it's a 6.
So.
And I rated.
So only because I'm not eating right, that take off 4?
Not eating right, and also when I think of health, I also think of like spiritual and mental health.
We're not even that spiritual and educational.
I didn't
Come
know
on, see, you doing too much.
The education is spiritual.
You said well, mental. I figure it was educated.
No, that's not your mental health.
You're right. It's not in here.
Exactly.
It's not that.
See, look.
What about mental health though? What you feel about my mental health? Cause spiritual, we're gonna get to that.
Oh, spiritual's on there?
Yeah, spiritual it's supposed to be spheres, and I don't know why it's not there, but it's spiritual at the end. But
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
With as far as mental health, I feel like you play the game in your phone way too much.
Okay.
And you could be reading more or just doing more mentally stimulating things. Okay. So that's why I just feel like your mental and your nutritional health is not where it should be. So that's why
I could say
6
I could dock 1.
10.
I could dock 1 for my mental health.
I didn't dock 4. I said 7. I said a 6.
Yeah, but from 10, you're basically saying my diet and
you
my
already,
mental health.
Listen, you already brought yourself down.
I was at an 8.
You said 7.98.
Okay.
I'm just bringing you all the way down to a 6,
okay,
bruh.
So, and like I said I'll take a 7.
Well, anyway, my rating is a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
And I do...
You're more critical of your health, but go ahead.
I definitely feel like nutrition-wise, I'm not doing what I should be doing. And it's... I don't want to say it's difficult. It's just time consuming, I would say, trying to shop every week and then cook every day. And I know I don't want to make excuses because, you know, people do it and they do it well, and you can batch cook and then meal prep. So I know it can be done. It's just that, I don't know, like I just don't want like rice, beans, and vegetables and rice, beans, and vegetables. Like, I want flavorful food. I want things that are going to taste great and still be nutritionally dense. So I knocked myself off a lot for the nutrition. For working out, we've definitely been doing really great with working out, and I'm seeing results.
Gains.
I'm seeing some gains, but I do want to keep staying consistent, and there are times where we may stay up too late and then not get up to work out the next morning, and I feel like we shouldn't allow that to happen. Like, even if we stay up too late, we should be able to get up and still go.
You got me into that, though. You kind of accepted it.
So
you kind of accepted it last time.
Some people like to point the finger instead of taking responsibility for their own.
I'm telling you, man, the hardest thing is seeing somebody sleep in the bed all the time.
Yeah, but whose problem is that? Because I could be resting with
you're right. You're right. That is my problem. Exactly. That is my problem. Sometimes I still get up and do it. But, man, I'd be like, 5 o'clock. And you not budging. You act like you didn't hit an alarm, and I'm just like, I'm peeping. I'm peeking. I'm like, she not budging. You know?
Yeah, he's just using me as a crutch because I'm getting my shut eye. But there are times.
Nah, but I'll be tired too.
But exactly. So don't blame me. But there are many times where not many. Okay. And the last 2 weeks, there's times where I get up and just get straight out of bed.
You're right.
And you're relaxing, and I'm still doing my thing because listen. You can't let other people be the excuse on why you're not getting done what you want to get done. Don't be a Quan. Be a main.
Oh, that's it.
No, but yeah, so I just, knocked off points for my nutrition. That's big. And then also for not being as consistent as I would like with working out, even though we are doing the dang thing. Okay. Yeah. And then also for my mental health, I do want to read more. Before I was reading like at least a book a month.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so Yeah, right.
No, I did one month.
And then I was zooming through my books, and I'm like, honey, did you finish yours?
What got me? Was it school that got me or something?
Because he was taking a heavier load, so.
And reading other books got me.
Yeah, but he was still reading, so. But yeah, so I do want to read more as well, or just listen to like educational videos or read educational things on real estate or things that we're interested in. Yeah, and that leads us into E, which is education.
Yeah, so how do you feel about like, you know, your education, like the things you're learning, things you learned in the past, I guess, couple years or so, or this year maybe?
I rated my education at a 7.
How do you feel like you're evolving? You know what? I was just before we go. Mm-hmm. I think you cut me off when I was explaining my health thing.
No, I didn't.
I think you cut me off with
How much of your health? What?
I don't know, but I think you cut me off with you would give me the 6.
No, you finished, and I
don't know. We're going to
Why? There's something else you wanted to say?
No, I can't remember now. But I was just thinking about it. I'm like,
I patiently waited.
All right.
You just like to,
Anyway, but you got me this time too.
How?
I wasn't finished talking. I was getting to the...
Oh, I thought you was asking me. I didn't know you were telling them. Go ahead. My bad.
I mean, it's too late now. Come on.
What was the last thing you said?
Give it to me. I think I said it already.
Are you evolving?
Yeah.
So, I said a 7 out of 10. And the reason I said 7 out of 10 is because, I went through 8 years of schooling. And I do feel like, I've learned a lot. And I do continuing education credits as well. So 30 hours a year. I'm learning more within my field. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I could be doing more even around that time. Like I can still be looking up other things health-wise, which I'm doing more so now. But maybe I'm reading myself from like 2 months ago. But I'm doing all these things now, but I just felt like there are times where instead of watching TV or something, I could be looking up more medically related things. And then also, as far as education goes, just things like outside of, my field. So like with the real estate, I want to learn more about that. And like we have an audiobook and we listened to one chapter, which was an hour. But we've only listened to one chapter so far, and I feel like, we could schedule times instead of watching TV to do things that are more educationally based. Yeah. So that's why I give myself a 7. And as far as evolving, I think I'm evolving mighty well, honestly. From, I'm definitely not the same as I was 7 years ago when we first met. 5 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Like my personality, that's just me. But as far as, being more mature and just more aware of who I am as a person and, the people surrounding me and I guess being a little less self-centered and just in different areas of my life, I feel like that I have evolved. I'm a better me.
Yeah, I can see that.
Thanks, my mans.
No problem.
So how would you rate yourself?
I rated myself
an 8. A 6?
Yeah.
Oh, why 6?
My education?
Yeah.
A 6. So I rated myself a 6 because so evolving wise, I feel like I'm evolving. My self-development, my personal development, I guess I'm critical of that for myself. I kind of keep that in my head, even though, some may say that I am developing at a different pace. But anyway.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone, kid. What do you mean some may say you're developing at a different pace? Who is the some? And what do you mean?
We don't say names.
Oh, so you're not talking about me. Okay.
No.
I thought that was a shot fired.
No.
Okay.
But
So wait, you saying like some would say you're developing at a quicker pace than you think you are, or at a slower pace than you think you are?
Than I think I am.
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on. Tell me, like, whisper to me.
Y'all,
Who would say that?
I shouldn't have to whisper it to you.
Some would say that your self-development is slower?
Well, I mean, it's always been critical, and I mean, maybe not of recently. Not of recently. This is old. You know, I'm just talking.
I think we both hold on to the past, because I feel like we're rating ourselves from old stuff. But...
I mean,
really?
No, I didn't rate myself off of this.
No, but who? Oh, are you serious? Oh my gosh.
I'm just being serious.
No.
That's fact.
No.
But anyway.
Because that was not even stated recently.
I just said it wasn't recently.
From years. Guys, he's talking about a comment that was made.
But this is true. This is that.
7 years
But it's a fact
ago.
Okay.
And if clearly you've evolved past that point, so how could you say
if one person could do it, someone else could? So
no,
maybe,
how are you going to say that some people may say you're not evolving quick enough? If they met you at one point,
that's exactly what I said. Well, okay.
If
that's what I said, if that's what I said,
you say your self development's not quick enough.
Yeah, because I didn't think I said I was moving that quick. I thought I didn't even think I get to my rating. But okay. Anyway. But yeah, anyway, my education is a 6. I don't think that. I think that I'm evolving. I think that I'm pretty good. But I do think that there's areas that education wise that I feel like I need to improve upon. Yeah, like find more of a financial life, or even career wise with school and everything like that. Like, it's like, okay, cool, I'm learning and I'm picking it up pretty well. And also, it really, like, I don't know if I ever mentioned on the podcast, but school kind of confirmed how I feel about music industry and things like that. A lot of my knowledge about it, so I would say that just makes it okay, because a lot of it I did know, so that makes it all right. But
what, you mean all right as far as saying like you gave you confirmation that you knew what you were talking about?
I know what I'm talking about. Nobody needs to,
That's the bad.
Okay.
Don't even.
But I just feel like experience wise, although I could sit here and say I know what I'm talking about, but I didn't do it.
Implement it.
Yeah,
right.
so I don't have the proof. I don't have the evidence.
First-hand experience.
Yeah, I don't have the first-hand experience and stuff like that. So I feel like that's part of my education that I need to learn, and I need to experience that, or even for us and stuff like that. I think that it's more room for us to be educated on marriage stuff before we get married and stuff like that. Like go, do the marriage counseling and stuff like that. I think
premarital counseling.
Premarital counseling. So I believe that that would be something beneficial. So I would say that's room for me to be educated there. Yeah.
I concur. For me too.
Yeah. So. The podcast, like, yeah, we got listeners, but I still look up ways to advertise and let the podcast evolve. Like, I have ideas for season 2, so all types of things. It's always more room to learn in my idea. I mean, maybe 6 is even kind of putting it low on myself, but
yeah, I think it is. I'd say you're like a 7.
Yeah, but it's a lot of stuff, more stuff, I kind of want to do with that.
And in every area of your life, you can always grow. So it's just like a continuous process. So I think for me, it would never be a 10.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because I probably would never be satisfied where I'm at.
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I could ever really experience everything in life.
Oh, right. All right, so...
Relationships
as far as like us,
so
family, friends.
What I took it as is how is the actual, like, okay, yeah, you might be social with these people. These are people you're around, but how's the quality of these bonds that you have with
people you're close with?
Yeah, people you're close with, like co-workers, family, friends, even us, you know? What's the actual bonds like?
I rated myself a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I'm quality, baby, not quantity. So I feel like with our relationship, like, you're my best friend. Mm-hmm. We have a great time together. We have our ups. We have our downs. Mm-hmm. You get on my nerves. I get on yours. But the quality of our bond is solid. Just solid. And I feel like our biggest issue would just be communication. Mm-hmm. And besides that, then not just communication, like, in general, because, like, I feel like we communicate well with one another and we can tell each other anything, but it's just, like, conflict resolution communication. I feel like that we just need guidance on different methods of how to better communicate. And I'm reading the 5 Love Languages book, which I know we talked about in a previous podcast and we said we were going to talk about it. But I'm reading it now, and it makes so much sense that you and your partner may speak different love languages. And the way that he may speak to me may not be the way that, like, I may not receive it how he's meaning, to put it out there. Yeah. So I think just learning each other as far as, well, we know each other, but just learning to communicate for each other. Does that make sense?
Communicate for each other?
Like, you speak Spanish, I speak English.
Okay.
Me learning to speak Spanish and you learning to speak English. I think because we know, like, the crazy thing is, like, we know, and we're very similar, actually, but we know how each other communicates, but we are still stuck in our ways of communication.
Yeah, and I think another thing is, like, we stuck in our way of communication, and we know what we know what each other's saying, but it's like we assume. We assume and then put it into the way that we
like it's a fact.
Yeah. So
yeah. I mean, so, but nonetheless, like, everything else is just amazing. Like, our bond is great. Like, we just, we're just made for each other. Yeah. And then as far as, like, with my family and your family, I just feel like we have great relationship. Well, I have great relationships with them because it's my rating. Mm-hmm. And, I feel like I could tell them anything. I feel like we hang out all the time. We just have so much fun, love, and laughter. So, and then with my friends, I feel like the friends that I'm close with, well, those are really the people I communicate with, like, our relationship is great too. Like, we all understand we have busy lives, and when we do connect, it's just genuine, fun, good conversation. I'm always laughing. They're always laughing. We're always cracking jokes. And like I said, I never talk to any of them for less than an hour on the phone. Yeah. So I think the quality of all of my relationships are great. And even my coworkers at my job, like, we have a great relationship as well too. So
yeah. Okay.
What about you? How would you rate yours?
So initially, I rated myself a 4.
Whoa, why so low?
Well, listen, I initially rated myself a 4, but after sitting here, after even reading the question and sitting here talking about it, I decided to change it to a 6. And I'm gonna tell you this. To start off, I bumped it up an extra 2 because I know the quality of what I do, what I give in a friendship and my relationships. I already know that I don't do nothing. I know I'm solid, so that bumped it up step. But
so you bumped it up because of your own self?
Yes. But that it's about how I feel, about relationships and bonds. But it is low like that because it's also like a, that's just right over the hump of halfway, of just blah. You know, just kind of neutral. You know, I feel like I'm right over the hump. Like, you know, obviously, so people know that I'm a good person and everything like that. But I don't have, you know, me and your relationship, yeah, wonderful. But past me and you, right? I mean, even my family, me and my family, not even wonderful. I wouldn't even call it wonderful. I would just call it as good, you know, because sometimes we could have rough patches, you know. Me and my family can have rough patches where, you know, things just be a little bit shaky, you know.
But don't you think that's in
part
a
of
relationship? Yeah, it's just part of
it. Yeah, but the only reason is, like, for me personally, and I can't speak for anybody else that will be on the other end of these things with me, these issues. But sometimes when things be going on, right, it's kind of like it may fester with me a little bit longer.
Yeah, you hold on to things.
Yeah. And I can't, like I said, I'm just speaking for myself, and I feel like maybe, yeah, I'm festering on it longer, but are they festering on it too? Am I making a big deal out of it? Because if they feel the same way, you know, then maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe it is a big of a deal because they feel the same way, and maybe it should have been something that's resolved, you know. But we don't really get to that. We don't never get that far, you know.
So maybe there's like a break in communication.
Yeah, with my family. Yeah, with my family. Co-workers and stuff. I don't really go to work to make friends, and also where I'm at right now, you know,
there's low quality of people. Yeah,
slim pickings, if you ask me.
Yes.
As far and
just as far as people with integrity.
No, I wouldn't go that far, because I mean they don't have the integrity that I would pick. You know,
they don't have integrity.
They have integrity that some people would like.
But no, that's not integrity. Integrity is not, I'm gonna cheat to win. That's not someone of integrity.
I mean, you're right, but I mean, I think integrity is. I mean, is integrity actually high standard, or is integrity what you feel for yourself?
Let me look at the definition. Integrity, the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. Lacking.
All right. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, I guess you put it that way.
Yeah, they're just...
It's you know, so they kind of like that in some areas.
Not all, but yeah.
You know, I didn't even want to get into their personal characteristics, but they're not my type of people. Like, they're not... Like, as co-workers, cool. We work, you know, whatever, like I said, but I don't come here to make friends. So, you know, they're not my people that I would be just, like, hanging out with, like, outside of work and things like that, you know. So even some conversations, like, everybody don't see eye to eye. I might not see necessarily eye to eye with certain things the office even talking about, you know, or certain things just not funny to me that they saying, and everybody could be laughing and I'm sitting there just doing my thing.
Not amused.
Yeah, I'm not amused at all because it's just not funny to me. So I think that kind of blocks the bond with us.
Blocks the bond.
Blocks the bond with me and my coworkers. And friends wise, I'm kind of isolated. Like, my best friend, I don't really have a best friend no more. That's kind of just whatever. Then you got other friends where I felt like I had to step away because of moral reasons. You know, another one of my friends just moved. You get what I'm saying? So he not really here. They don't live here.
He just moved?
No, I didn't say he just moved. I said he kind of.
He kind of just moved?
I didn't say he kind of just. I don't think I said just.
He did. Listen back.
But anyway, but he doesn't live here. So, you know, that's kind of distance there. It's other friends that's distant, obviously not being from here, you know.
But how do you think the relationship is as far as staying in contact with the people.
It's not all of that, you know, and on both ends, neither one of us kind of just, we don't really reach out a lot, you know, and it's not because of me, so, you know, because sometimes we still hit each other up, like, you know, just checking in with you, you know, we've been busy, obviously.
It's on both sides.
It's on both sides, it is what it is, but it still kind of affects the bond that we have, you know, so that's why it's kind of like that, like, you know, or... Sure, you know what else get me? Like, even some people that you do hit up and you don't get a response back and things like that. Like, that shit kind of, you know, I don't really know. I don't really know how to weigh that one, you know? I think that's weird. I do it sometime, but I eventually respond. Some people will never respond, and they hit you up when they want to hit you up.
Yeah.
You know?
I think... with you also, as far as friends go, and I may have said this before on the podcast, but I know we've talked about it plenty of times. It's just, you just outgrow people. Yeah. And because, you know, our social life is so low, we're not going anywhere new to meet new people. You know, I've been lucky because I've made lifelong friendships in college, and then in medical school as well. I've made friendships with people who have similar desires as I do, and you know, like, your schooling is online, so you're not able to be around people who are like-minded, which makes it tougher. And then also there's, you know, in Arizona, the music crowd is, you know, slim to none. So the music scene, I should say.
And another thing too is
Chop.
But I feel like maybe sometimes I could be a little judgmental, you know, because, you know, sometimes I'll be around people and I see certain things and I'm just like, you know what, to be honest, I really don't want to be around that shit.
But I don't think that's judgmental. I mean, that's knowing who you are and knowing that's not, you know, that's not you, and that's not what you want to put yourself around. Why put yourself around something that you're uncomfortable with or you dislike, you know? Okay. Yeah, right. So, all right, guys. So, second to last one is employment. How would you... Oh, me first?
I'll go first. Mine's short and sweet.
Okay.
Employment-wise, I'm seeking. So therefore, what I'm in right now, I'm not really satisfied with the position that I'm in. I rated myself. I did not put a number right there, but as far as my employment, I would rate myself A4. My job is stable. Like what?
No, I'm just making sure you spelled right.
But my job is pretty stable. I've been here for a while. I actually like the company and everything like that, but it's not for me. It's not the industry that I want to work in, you know, so there's kind of this damper there, you know, that I have where it's like it's time for a new job, and it's just another thing, just like how you say you outgrow people. I think you can outgrow a job.
Yes, you can.
You know,
don't stay stagnant.
That's all. You could outgrow a job, and I still would rate it that way because I'm in school to do something. And I kind of want to get into that field, you know. So it's time for what I feel like it's time for me to move up in life. Period. You know, in the working world, you know, money wise, and I make that jump into the field that I want to be in. So
okay.
That's
and how much did you rate
that? Like a 4.
Okay. I rate mine a 7 out of 10. Because I enjoy what I do, but as far as what I went to school for and my focus is on women's health, I don't see as much women's health as I would like to. So I enjoy the work environment. I enjoy, you know, helping patients, but I do want to see more focused women's health. So that's why I rate myself a 7 out of 10. And then the last S is spiritual. Spirituality.
Yeah, so me, I'm still kind of like maybe a 5, I'd say, for spirituality. I I'll be honest with you. The last few years, I probably pray more than what I did growing up. Mm-hmm. So I know I talk to God a lot. Mm-hmm. A lot, really. I do it throughout the day too sometimes. But I feel like I sometimes I feel like I need to pray a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And have a little bit more conversation. So that I feel like I need to learn a little bit more about who we are. Mm-hmm. And how I could connect with my spirituality. Mm-hmm. And things like meditating and, like even, I guess yoga could be spirituality. Things like that. I kind of want to get back into a better space mm-hmm. of, doing that. I feel like we used to meditate a lot. We was on it really, really heavy. Mm-hmm. And I want to get back into that, because I know it helped. I felt the benefits of it. I actually,
notice the difference?
Yeah. So, as far as that's concerned, I think I have some room to grow. So I give myself a 5, but I wouldn't say that I'm not, just off the rocker where I'm not believing in anything. I'm not following any type of belief, Mm-hmm. Pretty much, yeah. I'm stable. I'm on something. I'm on to something. Go ahead.
You're on to something.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyhow, I rated mine a 6 out of 10. I also, pray daily. I do meditate and do yoga more frequently. And to me, yoga connects the mind, body, and spirit. And meditation helps connect you to your higher power, and higher self, so God. But I feel like I don't take as much time dedicated out to pray and have conversations with God. And, I used to go to church a lot. And, I got turned off by the church just because of things that were going on that way, in my opinion. So for me, and I know not every church is the same, but for me, you don't have to necessarily go to church to be spiritual or, be connected to God. God lives within us all, So to me, I just feel like I need to take time to dedicate to, growing my relationship with God more. And yeah, so I gave myself a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys were writing your answers down, and I don't know if you guys were pausing and stopping and then having conversations with each other. But let us know, did this bring up things that you didn't know about your partner, or things that you kind of figured out about yourself by going through this game?
Yeah. We starting to kind of rush. 10 more minutes or what?
No, we're done.
Okay.
What was the last? Oh, the power trip. Oh, no, yeah, that's going to be a talk. So we'll talk about that next week, because that's going to be long.
Okay, so next week we got some stuff.
Yeah, so we've been missing the power trip of the week, but I'm
not going to say next week. But no, I'm going to say next week. We need to have something for y'all next week.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, all right. So, but anyway, if y'all listening, thank you for listening. Make sure y'all do follow us on the PowerTrip Podcast at ThePowerTrip Podcast on Instagram. You can subscribe on YouTube. Write some comments, man. Let us know. Comment, like, subscribe. Yes. Send us emails. You want advice, anything. Whatever you want us to talk about, we'll talk about it. Anything, mm-hmm. Send it through. Shoot, we talk about business on here. Anything, whatever you would like our opinions on, Send them through at the PowerTripPodcast at gmail.com, or you could DM it on Instagram.
All right, guys. Until next time, we're out.
Deuces.
Peace.